Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from Western Kentucky, and we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Total War 3 Kingdoms with the 8 Princes DLC, playing as Sima. And we got a lot going on here, but I'm going to take a quick moment. I don't do this often, but I'll just do it every now and then. I'd like to encourage you as a new channel to help me out if you're enjoying these videos. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the video. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the playthrough and you want to see future episodes. Subscribe and notify will make sure you don't miss a beat and you get notifications on all the new releases of the episodes. And finally, being a small channel trying to build up, leave a comment. I am a small channel, so unlike those big mega large channels, I will have the ability to respond and comment on your posts. I have not grown to that size where that's overwhelming for me to do. So just wanted to throw that out there for you. Thank you. And back to the game. We got a lot going on here. We have the Jin Empire coming down, and it looks like we'll probably lose, I'm guessing, the rice paddy, even though his forces are pretty depleted. And look at those generals, how weak they are. But I just don't have much to offer in defense here, also in the rice paddy, with a small garrison and just a small, also meagerly recruited force here. But what we'll do is we'll put up our best defense. I've thought about, between episodes, trying to rush in some recruiting, but they will also be at their weakest level. And I don't really, if you look up here, have the income to support that. Obviously I can do some negotiating. I have fine food that I can trade for to get money. I know I have some suits of armor to trade for that I can get some funds. But I think, after thinking all that through, I'm thinking that it's just going to be in my best interest to hold on and try to do as much damage as I can, because I'm assuming they're going to be coming to the rice paddy. And in the meantime, next turn, I can't get him out of forced march this turn. Next turn we'll move on the spice market, and then as soon as we can after that, we will send Sima to the north to deal with this Jin Empire threat. And finally, up north we have Changsha, the small city. I'm afraid if I bring, in fact, somehow, I don't know if it's if I dreamt it or if I did it in a prior episode or if I did it in a similar playthrough. I have a feeling if I move him down to try to support in a defensive matter, because we have a Song Wai up north, I think he's just waiting for me to move out of Changsha, the small city, so he can move down. But just to prove that fact, because it can't hurt me, I don't think, let's move Ling Hong down in this direction. We'll just kind of move him down. We won't force march, so if we do get a move by the guy, our little friend, our little pain in the side up north, Song Wai, if he moves down on me, I can quickly just get back to Changsha. So it's worth it just to see, I guess, and see if he's still there, see if he's still going to come down. So in the meantime, that's about it. What I am thinking, though, is I think I will work. I don't think I can recruit yet here anyway. But I think we may sell some stuff or look at some food deals to get our income up once we take over the spice market next turn. I will at least boost up Sima Ai's army to its maximum strength. And I will start working, if it allows me. I doubt, because my income's just too weak and I'm about to lose a rice paddy. So I got to be careful also about dealing away too much food. But those are the things running through my mind on things to do, things to keep our eye on. So let's just move ahead and get to that next turn and see what for real is going to happen, instead of all this wondering, conjecture, etc. There's the Jin Empire's turn. What's he gonna? And just as we thought, although it's not a straight attack, he is sieging. So that's interesting. And once again, Sima Chi wants to join we are a popular coalition to join, but Ruan Shen is greedy of our friendship, I guess. He doesn't want anyone else to join in. At least not neighboring provinces that maybe he has designs on. So we'll continue to be asked, and he will continue to quash anyone joining our coalition, it would seem. And of course, Gu Shanzhu down here, soon to be an army or a leader without a home, wants to make peace, but I'm going to reject that because I want the spice market. So sorry, but you're on your own. And then we'll get to find out when I do take over the spice market. I imagine she'll still exist, but I wonder how long that will last, or how long you can survive without a home before you just disappear and go away. So there is the siege of the Ling Ling rice paddy that we know about quite well. Building, what did we finish building? We have a city. We've increased to the city. And look at that. Am I tempted to move farther away? Because he didn't make a move on me. Am I tempted? Am I tempted? Am I tempted? I kind of don't want to get more than a turn away. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But it's a city, so he'd have to siege it. It would give me time to retreat back to relieve the siege. And in the meantime, it gives me a force to try dealing with issues down here. Okay, may regret it, but I'm going to do it. Let's get on the move to the south. Ling Hong, maybe you'll be our savior, because I know we will not have a chance to get back there with Sima Ai. Yeah, we are damaged. And his army is pretty beat up and hurt up, and his generals are so weak. Maybe I'm being hopeful because we had some luck down here in the Yulin trade port where we overcame the odds, but I think these odds are a little steeper, so I have a little less faith that I can pull off some kind of miracle and hold on to the rice paddies. We will see. And in the meantime, let's get you finally out of forced march, Sima Ai. Now let's get rid of that. And you are in regular mode. Let's make a move on the Yulin spice market. Only predicting a close victory here. What kind of... What are we... Oh, they got a fairly good-sized garrison in there. And if I recall on the map, let's take a peek. It's one of those ugly little tiny maps where everybody's all clustered together, can easily respawn to any side. So it's kind of like, boy oh boy. However you look at it, it's a tough nut. Let's see, can I do better than a close victory? Is it worthwhile me fighting out this minor little battle? You know, I'm thinking I will. I'm just going to go ahead and do this little battle. I've never really fought on this tight little map. I've always avoided it, but I've never been up against just a garrison to get a feel for this map. So I'm going in to do that just to get a feel for this map. Usually if there's a garrison in there, I figure it's too much of a cluster. It'd be too hard to break through it, so I always try to get them to sally out. I have an opportunity to test out this map, get a feel for it, and it'll probably reinforce just what I think. If there's a garrison in there, avoid it. But let's take a look and see if we can have a little fun with this battle. It's predicting close victory. Probably end up having a close victory, but we'll see if we can do any better than a close victory. I don't know, on these tight little small maps where they're just packed in there like sardines, that can be a challenge. Yes, Sima, I have thought about it long enough. Let's get this battle going. Okay. Yeah, look at that tight, compact. That's kind of, in my mind, easier to defend because you have your interior movement where you can reinforce any little point where you're being threatened at. It's not a long, big move to come through and reinforce. With that in mind, if I keep all my army in one spot, he can really choke it up. So I think we'll split up just a little. First thing I'm going to do or try, let's get a little cavalry off, because they're full strength cavalry, so even though they'll get hurt by towers if they rush in, we can put them over here. In fact, let's hide them to try and see if we can have... Are they all hidden? They are all hidden. So my wish, my hope, is he doesn't think anybody's over this side. Maybe he leaves this open. I guess I could do the same thing on that hill over here, but we'll go with this one just because it's a tiny bit more remote than these other gates, and maybe he'll just leave it alone. And then with that in mind, the bulk of my thrust, the bulk of my attack, I think will be right here. But I think I'll take Sima IE over here. We'll take my best archers to go with him. How about that? The best with the best. We'll just kind of set up in the trees. And my best infantry, they can do a little guerrilla setup. Are they still there? Hidden right there. I'm going to be curious to find out if these towers will send down hits on him even though he's hidden. Or can towers just see all? So that'll be something. Hopefully I don't get caught up and forget to check that, but I'm curious about that mechanic and see if they're safe being hidden there within range of the towers. Everybody else, we are going to attack over here. We will get, let's get these archers here ready to move up and knock out the towers. These archers will move up and knock out these towers. And my leaders up here will stay to the front, so as they charge with these guys, we will they'll be able to use their buffs. In fact, we got some more guerrilla deployment. How far up can we get these guys hidden? Hidden, I mean, any little bit less that they can run, not hidden, I imagine is a good thing. Okay. So they don't have to run quite as far as everybody else. Maybe get there a little sooner. Maybe that little bit will make a difference. I don't know. Let's get these archers set up so I can quickly move them in. And speaking of archers, let's get them set for flaming arrows, because they're going to try and knock out those towers first. I can always switch back to regular shot when going against the troops if that's the case. I think we are set up, guys. I don't know if we made the right choice. Every time I do this, like, oh, could I have done something better? Could I have done something better? But I don't know. We're going to go with it. Let's start this battle and find out. Let's get ready to move the archers up first. Have them highlighted. Here we go. Okay, so wide open there. And we got exposed archers there. Let's get these guys moving against the towers. Let's get my tower attacks going. Whoops, you want these towers. I had the wrong archers picked. You want these towers. Not the building. We want the towers. And look at this. 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 He's not guarding the gate. Let's run down in there. Let's start running down in there. We can get these towers quickly this way. As a matter of fact, if we can run down there and beat it, let's get these archers off flaming arrows and let's just get them attacking their units. Come on, guys. Run, 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 run. Well, if I could always pick the correct units that I'm looking for, we could make this happen. Already screwed the battle up a little bit here. Let's get everybody else charging on in. We'll give them the arrow buffs right away that you can provide, because they will get shot at as they're charging in. And let's see if we can get our cavalry moving on in to go against that mass of archers in the back. Sima, let's get you in here. Let's take on that melee. Let's get our other archers that I keep misclicking on. Let's get them changed to regular and going against their troops inside. Pull a little hamstring action on them. Tight little battle, tough little battle. I can see why they predict a close victory. It's going to be hard to break through on some of this stuff. Let's just get right in there and go against the archers here. Where's an archer unit that has a lot of ammo? Let's take a look. Wearing them down. We are bottlenecked down here. Let's get in against their swordsmen with our own leaders here. Let's take their buffs and give their buffs. I forgot the melee buff. And we are up against swordsmen. Let's get the cavalry back from that. Maybe we can bring the cavalry down to go against the rear here to help our bust through down here. And Sima, maybe you can work on these swordsmen up here, hold them off a little. Okay, now we need help with the cavalry rushing on the flank over here. Let's get the rest of these guys in. They didn't like that flank attack over here. Get my generals in here to help out. We got the last of mostly just the archers here to work on. Let's get them knocked out. Oh, we got a few swordsmen, loose swordsmen over here. Get this cavalry over here. We're just about there, but I think we are stuck with a close victory because that was a little bit of a bottleneck here by the biggest part of our forces. And we got a close victory, just what they predicted, but I learned a little something. The reason I did this is learn a little something about this kind of battlefield, and I think prior reasoning is accurate. If it's bulked up too much with too much of a garrison, I want to draw them out and sally them out, because this is an ugly little battlefield to have so many forces clogged up in the middle. Ooh boy. So yeah, tiny little battle, but we learned a little something from it. Took a lot of archer damage. I did not keep a good eye on these guys. Took a lot of damage. But some of my other forces came through fairly strong, fairly unscathed. So hopefully we're going to have enough as we move north to relieve and head up against the Jin Empire. We'll have enough to help out. In fact, there's kind of two things I'm thinking. We have another rice paddy. One of my problems is I was never able to upgrade the rice paddy up here to have an increased garrison. I got the same problem with this rice paddy down here at 2090 to upgrade it, but that's what gets it to that next level of garrison. What a difference that would have been to have that garrison up here. Thinking out loud. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we have the Yulin Spice Market. That's good. We have some new characters. Money. Kai Chang, my old spy buddy. Look at you up here. Is that who I think it is? Yeah, look at that. You used to have employment with us. I wonder why that changed. Well, guess what? Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. That ain't gonna happen, Mr. Guy. If there was some way I could send a spy out to try and do the old assassination trick on you, I sure as heck would do that right now, because that was embarrassing. So we got the city built. Changsha City is now a city. Still don't think that's enough to hold off if he moves south, but I got a bigger threat going on down here. So we will see, we will see. He's ready to do a relief number over here, but we did get an ancillary, a trader. Do we have anybody that needs someone with a little bit of cunning? Hua Zhenting, I think you probably are set. Yeah, you're set in that way. Is there anybody that just needs a follower? Shikin Shan, you could use a follower, I guess, even though it's not the right fit for you. And since you are an administrator, it may help in some of your abilities. So we'll put him down there anyway. May not be where he ends or ends up being the best use, but for now that'll work for your administrator positions, I think. Do we see any change, or can I remember if there is any change? 40 income from commerce, silk and spice. Yes, I don't see any immediate increase with your abilities there, but not a big deal. Okay, we are about at that point. I got to figure out, I have some money to spend, but I think what I'll do is I'll keep that in mind. I can increase these nice little sword infantry down here that are doing well for me. I can always see about adding a couple more. One thing, let's see, we could always see, yeah, we have an upgrade available for our spear. That's 43 melee power, 30, so it's less melee power, less melee toughness, but the only thing that improves is melee defense for a supposed superior unit, heavy spear guards. 46 morale versus 59. Well, it may be some of these differences are because they're higher ranks, but still, I'm not paying that much more for something that really doesn't give me any benefit. So I think all we'll look at doing is increasing a couple more of the Dao sword guards as we move north to help our threats up there. If for some reason we don't have anybody coming down to Changsha, we're going to try relieving that threat with our bud here, Ling Hong, with our general. And then if that were the case, then we can use Sima Ai just to go after that livestock farm that we've wanted to do for quite a long time. So let's see about doing that. Okay, let's see what the next turn brings. I'm not going to spend any money yet. Close defeat. Oh, he's gonna take it over. It looks like we got ourselves a nice little rice paddy, which unfortunately is long, narrow corridors, but there's only 2 towers, and once he gets through those towers, I don't have any towers. I do believe we do not have any extra towers to help us out. So I'm gonna fight the battle. Cross my fingers. We are outnumbered for sure. He's got leaders as weak as they are. I've got a leader who's worn down from the siege. I've got units that are amazingly worn down from the siege. I predict a defeat, but once again, we're going to play this little battle just to try and inflict as many casualties as we can. That's the plan. I don't think we're going to pull off a Yulin miracle. I think we're going to lose the rice paddy. But I like trying to overcome these difficult odds. You never know. Sometimes you get lucky, as we found out. Most of the time, you find out the computer prediction, well, it was accurate. Okay, here's my long, narrow corridors that we have to defend. My 2 towers up front. He's splitting his forces. How do I want to try and plug them up? How long do I want to try holding out at the gates before I move back and just try to tempt him with my own forces? think what we'll do, we will set up some archers right about here, so as he's moving in, we will get some different additional archery attacks on him. I'm going to keep my own forces, at least initially, in reserve a little bit. As he moves forward, I'll probably rush some forward myself if he leads with his cavalry, which is mostly over here. Then I will bring the halberds forward. If he leads with the other infantry, then I'll bring the regular infantry forward. These units are so small. Oh my goodness, they're so small. There's really no chance. There's really no chance. But let's get set up over here. We got one whopping archer over here that we will set up, and let's bring the rest of our infantry back. Hopefully to avoid as long as possible their own archer attacks, and then move forward when we can help out. Ooh, something I didn't notice. We don't have towers over here. He can waltz right in without towers on this side, so that is a concern. Let's bring one more archer over. That is a big concern. I'm glad I paid attention to that. I might have... Now the question becomes, though, do I hold on? Do I hold on? Do I put a bigger force over here and rely on my towers? Well, we have a road that connects us, so if I've made a mistake, well, hopefully we can reinforce quick enough. It's not like I have enough forces to do much with anyway. And he's moving forward. He's going to be in range of my towers fast. And what the heck? He's not even going to go against my towers that don't have towers. Let's rush on over. And we got a choke point, our first choke point of the battle coming up. Let's get everybody over here and see how we can work this. He's leading off. Is he in range of my archers yet? No, he's hanging on the outskirts, but my tower, he's well in range of my tower. So let's hope he just takes his time, giving my forces a chance to get over here. Hurry, hurry, guys. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I don't see flaming arrows going against my towers, so that's something he must not have access to, so that's good, holding out these towers. I'm just shocked the AI chose not to push through where there's no towers. Help me weaken him down just a little bit. Plays into my hands. Now who's he gonna charge in with? Who is he gonna charge in with? He's getting his guys over here. He's getting his guys over here. But it gives me a chance to get my guys over here. In fact, let's start getting a second defensive layer set up over here. For if they break through, we'll kind of defense in layers. See if we can do something that way. They're still not moving forward, although their leader was in archer range. They're about ready to make their big move. Who are they leading off with? Not the cavalry, it doesn't look like. You guys are tasked with holding the gate. In fact, we'll send you up to the gate also. Charge on in there. And then we will set up some staggered defenses here with our halberds. See if that does any good. Come on, take on those crossbows. I don't like those crossbows, especially if those are the heavy repeating or medium repeating crossbows. Okay, my archers have broken. My forces at the gate are not doing well. In fact, they're going to take over these towers. In fact, I've lost the archer militia. They got beat up by these heavy repeat. There's the heavy repeating crossbowmen. They got beat up. That is why my line will not hold, is that unit in particular. I wish I could direct my towers to be shooting at the heavy repeating crossbowmen. My only hope with them is run out of ammo, run out of ammo. Bring his leader around, whoop-de-dee-doo-dah. Bring my leader up. I would be tempted to rush my leader in there, but she isn't going to hold up either. Do we have any duel possibilities going on? Doesn't want to duel, doesn't want to duel. Okay, so they know that at least they recognize the strength of my own leader. What are you doing? Are you trying to run up to my city center, or are you going to come back across here? Okay, you're going to come back across, so I don't need to send anybody after you. Now we've got how they're going to be in range of my own archers back here. But at the way they got through my other line, because their archers are powerful in their own right. Come on, weaken down, guys. Gotta find a way to weaken you down. Tenacity of steel. Boy, they're really going against her. It's distracting everybody against her, isn't it? Halberds forward. Fight against those crossbowmen. Weaken down their ranged attack. It's not helping out though, is it? And my leader is about to fail. Let's get you back. That was a failed idea. You aren't going to hold out. Now my morale is going to lower. And they are just going to push through no matter what I do. So this was futile. Resistance was futile in this particular battle. It's like going up against... Oh my goodness. Now they're just going to go around and take my city center, work against my morale even more. But we'll just let my archers do some damage, even though their archers are doing the same back. Yeah, that unit is not going to hold out much. I think we just have some terrible morale hits going on, having lost my leader. It's a mistake of mine to throw her out so soon. We might have been able to do some more wearing down, and look at, we're just going to lose this battle. Boom. Decisive instead of a close defeat. Should have let the computer resolve that one. Learned my lesson. No miracle at Yulin on this particular battle. We just lost that rice paddy. Boom-de-boom-de-boom. Let's hope Shi Qinshan has not perished in the battle. Let's hope we still get her back somewhere else in her... because I don't want to lose her administrator abilities, so this may have been a fool effort on my part. But like I say, you don't learn unless you try. Some different things. Ruan Shen, the coalition killer, has decided not to let Mao Ren in to our coalition. Song Wai, he's even now not pro Song Wai joining our coalition, so let's just move on from there. And there he comes. I thought so, I thought so, I thought so. So I'd rather not lose Changsha, the small city, or no longer small city, now the city. Lost the settlement. We knew that. That was predicted. Attrition, well, we knew we were getting attrition there because we were sieged. Here's the big one, grave news, wounded. So that's actually good news. Shi Qinshan is only wounded. I'm going to take that good news. And terrible news, her army is gone. But she's wounded. That means she was able to make it back, and she is still an administrator o' mine. So I will take that little tiny bit of good news from there. And I can always rehire. If he decides, the Jin Empire, but I'm thinking he hopefully is decimated enough and weak enough, although now he owns the province, he can replenish. So the question becomes, can Changsha hold out? Does it have, what kind of a garrison does Changsha have? Nothing. Basically nothing. And that would be much harder to reclaim, I would think. I think, oh boy, there's no good answer. I don't want to lose Changsha. I'm going to head back to relieve the siege that would then occur up here. We're going to just have to deal with the rice paddy being gone, and to help him from, prevent him from chaining down, we're going to increase the rice paddy up here. And then as I move north with Sima IE, I don't have to get his replenishment going exactly this turn. Let's see how far he can get on a forced march. Get close to the river so we can cross the river. What's going to be the quicker way? We got a road moving up this way. If we came in this way, we have no roads, but that's such a meager road. Is it really going to help out? But I think what we'll do is we'll get close to the river, maybe come over here towards Kwangwu Lumberyard and start moving up that road as our relief. I think that, as far as movement goes, is our plan. And we're just going to have to take the hit to our noble support over here for a while. That faction support will eventually go away, so we shouldn't revolt down here barring any other catastrophe. We don't know if she's just hanging out in the unknown zone over here. So she's probably still hanging around down there at war. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to go at peace with you now. Oops, I didn't want to look at the faction. I wanted to hit negotiation. Let's see if she's still around. Gu Shan Zhu, would you like peace now? It's greatly in my favor. Do you have anything you'd like to give me for it? Any interesting ancillaries available? 70 armor base. Crazy. Slows you down because it's hefty armor. Nothing expertise about it. But hey, let's take it on. It might be a nice trade chip if I decide I don't want to use it. Do we have anything else? Nothing else you can really offer me. That's still highly in my favor. As a matter of fact, we might as well just pile everything in there. I can always get trade value out of it later. What kind of payment are you able to afford? Probably nothing, I would imagine. Let's just max out your payment you can give me and see if I can make a little money with this piece. For you, a home without a home. Oh, that's a little too much money. You have some funds though, I am shocked. Let's get this down a little bit. There we go. We are at peace. Now it's up to you to find a home. But at least I got a little something out of defeating you. So I'll take that. I will take that. And what we can do in the meantime then is we can look at building up a little bit in the neighboring provinces. I don't know, Ling Ling we can obviously bring to a walled city, but that's 5 turns and he could easily move down before I can get there. So that's probably not an investment worthwhile, but the rice paddy we can definitely upgrade, which I've already done. The armor craftsman, what are we looking like to build up this And that's a cheap way to upgrade my garrison there if he decides to move in that way. Plus, by upgrading, maybe I'll start getting some better stuff for my craftsmen. So let's work on garrison. Basically, my building going on right now is with garrison building in mind to the immediate threats from the Jin Empire over here. And there's our new ancillaries. I don't think I need to look at giving those out right at the moment. There's only one that might be useful to somebody, and I'm thinking Bujun maybe. +9 instinct. But it lowers your expertise. It gives you a charge bonus, which is interesting. It lowers your speed, but gives you a charge bonus because of that, boom, the extra armor power that you have. 70 armor base. Wow. Let's just go with, not that you're in battle. Let's hang on to this equipment for you. There we go. We'll reward you a little bit, Bujun, for work well done, even though nobody seems to like you. And in the meantime, yeah, that's it for now. We have a little bit of an income, and we're force marching with Sima IE, but the goal is to go off force march at some point, probably when we hit land over in Kangwu, and or Tsangwu, I guess is maybe, I keep saying Kangwu, but it's probably Tsangwu. Yeah, so the idea, can we even get you in the water on force march? So you're even in the water. We got a little, okay, I'm happy with that. We're a little farther along than I thought. We should be able to hit land next turn, and then after that get you off force march to recruit those last 2 units I want to. We have the income now to make that possible. Okay, I think we are about set. Even if he comes down to siege the city, we're here to relieve it. Let's see what the next turn brings. Sima Yan, he wants to join. Now he's all up for Sima Yan joining in. So which one? Sima Yan's the guy way over here, isn't it? The only thing, and I think I've mentioned this before, he joins our coalition. You get worried about being asked to join wars over here. Sure would be nice to know who he's at war with. Let's go ahead. I want to grow the coalition. We'll learn the mistake of doing it for someone not nearby, not close by. Let's grow our coalition. I got to learn how these all these things interact, and we'll never learn if we don't try. So a seemingly harmless move by allowing him to join our coalition. We'll see if it comes back to bite us. So look at that. He did not move forward onto Changsha. He knew I was there to relieve the city. I'm almost tempted to just park it here so that he will eventually lose his supplies and start gaining attrition if he decides to just sit there and keep hanging out there. I think what we'll do here, well, let's get through the little notices up here. Sima Ying has made peace. Sima Yan has joined our coalition. We know that. Song Wai has signed a treaty with Sima Liang, which is never good. Is that Song Wai? Yeah, Song Wai is who we're up against, so he's reducing his enemies, which means he might be able to move more against us. We have a new reform, so we got to look at the next one we want to do. I think it's going to be militarily related. Brothers in arms, Sima Ai, Huang Fu Shang, their relationship is deepening. I'm fine with that. Assignment by Bu Jun has ended, so next turn we got to remember to reassign him. And as far as we got some new characters, we'll see if we can't take a look at them, see if any of them is more interesting and less tied to somebody less likely to be a less likely to be a spy. And we did upgrade our garrison down here in this rice paddy, but he's staying put. I'm sure he's building back up because he was pretty weakened. So with you, Ling Hong, we're going to move you up to this river so you're just close enough, but maybe not close enough to make him run away, so he will take some attrition. How about that for trying to play the AI and see what he'll do. And then in the south, we gotta get you moving, Sima. How far can you get? Let's find out. We can get you down here and then hopefully off the river. See, the road is pretty close right there, so let's see if we can get you here, and then if you have enough movement left over to hit land. Okay, you are on land, so next turn we'll probably take you off the forced march and we will start replenishing as we get closer to our objective. And we have some dire civil unrest. Move any character to the following. Kangwoo. Oh, that's the mission that happened a long time ago that I was so busy in the south, so I moved him to the Kangwoo area and I gain a bonus now of replenishment, which is awesome for a few turns because I do need to replenish as I'm moving north. So that's good news. Let's see what else you want us to do as far as any new. Now we got to move anybody to the Yulin Spice Market. So that's back where we came from. We knew they were getting upset, but I don't think they're going to get upset enough to revolt. Let's just take a peek and keep an eye on that. Yeah, their faction support's already down to -6, so that will stop being an issue shortly. So at sometime when we need a little reward, we'll send someone down there. And in the meantime, what have we got going here? We've got everybody moved, everybody set up at the moment. Nice to have income again in this game. Nice to have some income. I am thinking we will need to do some upgrades, but where do I need to do the upgrades? Where can I do the upgrades? Some of this, can't do more than one. We're already upgrading the armor craftsman, so that one will hit next turn. And then we'll start moving north. So I'm thinking we're kind of it for this turn other than the reform. Let's take a look at the reform. And where do we want to work on? We can lower recruitment cost and unlock some units. Here we have an additional available army. Now that we're getting an income back, we can always start looking at that. Increases our starting rank. And what is that unit it unlocks? The repeating crossbowman. That's intriguing, and it increases our rank when we start building our next army. Let's just start doing that. Yes, I think that's what we'll do as our next reform. Okay, let's see what the next turn brings. Let's see if he's still going to stay replenishing up here in my rice paddy, just like this is still my trade port, all of which I don't know what I'm going to do when I finally get these back. I'm going to have to make a choice on where I want to go instead of just these revenge take-back missions that I'm on. Let's see, Kangwoo, do we have any upgrades or anything to work on in Kangwoo? We can upgrade our pier, which will help a little bit on our commerce. So let's do that. That's where we'll spend those funds. It'll increase our income per turn a little bit. And since we aren't building up our army till next turn, we'll spend that money because we'll get it right back. Okay, let's see what the next turn brings, if we got any surprise movements going on. He's still jonesing for that Ling Ling large town. Big time. But guess what? Guess what, guy? Boom. No way. Jose. No way. Okay, Sima U.S. declared war on Sima Chang. Who cares? Nope. Nope. those aren't close enough for me to care about. And we got some nice cunning. It increases reserves if it's an administered commandery. The 9 chapters. I don't think that is any better than the cunning we already have with our current strategist, of which we only have 1. Yeah, that's 8 cunning with that little jade rooster. So let's take a look here, and that can give you some commandery help. So let's just do that for Shikin Shan. At least she may not need the cunning, but it'll help her abilities in a commandery, I'm thinking. Maybe she's an administrator, not on assignment, so we'll see if that makes a difference. We've upgraded our garrison at the armory and a new capital. She has a new capital city, Gushanju. Look at that, she took over the abandoned town, so she found herself a home. He's still sitting there. He's wearing down on his supplies, I would think. So we'll just park it there. Let him park in our province as I move Sima north. Let's take you out of forced march and start the march north. Really, you didn't have full movement after getting off the river. I think that cut into this movement. But I can do and I can afford a little increase in my forces down here. Since we're going to go against a bigger army, I like adding these in right here. And the other thing, I think, do I have the funds left? 1,300. Let's see if I can upgrade my archers. Can I afford the upgrade? It looks like I can get them up to medium bow infantry. So let's do that change on both these to get an upgrade on the strength of my archers. And now we've pretty much spent our money, but we've settled on, finalized a little bit Sima Ai's force as he moves up against the Jin Empire. And then in the north, I think, like I said, we're just going to let this stalemate continue. How many armies can I afford at this level? 3. So I still can build another army if I'm able to. I think at some point we're going to look at bringing I can afford it on a per turn basis, so perhaps as I build up my force I'll start building that 3rd army and give Shikin Shan another shot in a better situation at starting out with a new army for me. And then we'll look at recruiting and building that up, because I can see as I'm slowly starting to, well, we can't say grow as I've lost a couple of these provinces, but as I am growing and getting a little spread out, a 3rd army, so I'm not having to make that whole northern trek with 1 army per se for any threats or surprises that come along. That would be nice, I'm thinking. Okay, let's do one more turn here. We're running a little long if I recall on time, but I think we're going to squeeze in one more turn before we call this an episode and see if anything exciting happens or develops. That little sneaky guy, he's moving into the city. He's going to come to me though in the end, so I can work on defeating him. This time I've learned my lesson on the decisive defeat. We're going to lose the city. Not good news, not good news. We are moving backwards, guys. We are moving backwards. But he will be repaid with a vengeance, I predict. Oh, did he just sack or did he take it over? Let's find out. Song Wai wants a peace and I do not want peace with you. You still have my stinking province. Okay, let's look at the damage. Okay, stalemate in the north still. So he did not take over the city, he just sacked it. My funds are still hanging in there okay-ish. So, okay. Thank you for sacking the city and not taking it over. We're going to have to take a look at repairing that damage, though. It's a small price to pay. Sima Yang has declared war. Thank you, someone joining in against the Jin Empire. Let's stretch their resources. Please help me out. Good timing. And now we have a question of rank. The Ministry of Education has submitted their final review of the 9 rank allocations. Upsettingly, one of your retainer's clients has received a lower rank than they expected. Your retainer asks that you correct this obvious mistake if they are able. They also offer, of course, to cover any necessary costs. We don't want to lower. Bu Jun also has some not great... We don't want to work on his satisfaction, but he although actually since he got promoted, his satisfaction has been fine. So what do I want to work on? Do I want to work on my wealth, which is not great as far as what does my spirit get me? Prestige and diplomatic relations. So neither one increases corruption. But I gain money in the treasury. Does it all get paid back? I imagine if my lands were bigger, I might take a bigger hit on corruption. That money that's offset, the extra 1,000 may just pay for what I get. So let's intervene and take a chance at corruption. In the local commandery will be offset by the increase in the treasury here. I'm approaching that one purely from an economic point of view. If you think any figuring in my head was totally wrong and I made a mistake move, you let me know. But I think we can afford to hit on Bu Jun because yeah, he's feeling good with his promotion recently. So although we didn't take the hit on Bu Jun, we could have taken the hit on his satisfaction. And finally, our settlement was sacked, which we figured out. Let's continue our move north by Sima. And I think after this turn we may look, with replenishment being in an okay state, I think we may look at starting to force march after this, because we'll have okayish replenishment on my newest hires. And we're going to be starting to get into a position to start thinking about moving. Now, is he fortified? Is that why I'm not seeing a lot of attrition from him? Yeah, he is fortified. So let's just move back into the city proper and just show him, you don't even think about it, guy. Don't even think about it. And on that note, we got some things coming up, some things ready to develop. We are going to call it an episode on this one. And this is ZigZagZog signing off from Western Kentucky. Thank you for watching.